This video is an introduction to our new market research report for self-storage. At the end of the video, there will be contact information to call or email us if you're interested in receiving your own customized report free of charge. First, let's look at what the report consists of and how this information can be helpful to you and how you manage your facility, as well as analyze its potential value now or in the future. Having detailed information about your property and how it stacks up in your local market can be invaluable. Each report will have roughly 40 pages of target information about your local market within a flexible 3, 5, or 10-mile radius. Here is an overview of what you can expect to see in a customized report. So this is our new Colliers market report. You can see it says market report on the top. It's produced, this was happened to be produced November 16th. It happens to be Portland, Oregon, and it happens to be a 3-mile radius. We can do that for anywhere in the country. We can do a 3, 5, or 10-mile radius. We can do a city. We can do certain locations. So this just happens to be, we just pulled it off and did Portland, Oregon. And like I said earlier, it's a Colliers branded report, which means that Colliers produces information, and we can do that for you or anybody if you have an interest in finding out, what's going in your market or the value of, your property. Inside the report, table of contents, you can see there's roughly 40 pages of content, and there's a lot of information. So the first page is really important. It's the market summary report, and it talks about the 3-mile radius, the location, the current market supply, how many stores. This happens to have 30 stores in the market. Some have 2, some have 10, some have 30. Current supply to the market, talks about national averages and state averages. Rate trends in the market, whether rates are trending up or down. Use of promotions, whether there's any promotions being used, which kind of tells you, hey, is there, is it aggressively being promoted, the market for rents or not, and any new developments that are in that single 3-mile area. Sometimes they'll, even for the developments, they'll stretch it out to like within that town. So that talks about any new developments that are coming up. Next thing is store type. So it goes through different types of stores, from real estate investment trusts to mid-operators to small operators. Unit types offered, that's all the sizes from all climate controlled to 5x5s up to 10x30s, car parking, RV parking. Overall supply metrics, so it talks about total rentable square feet, total rentables. Goes through all kinds of different stuff about supply metrics, size of the market per store, market spending power. That's kind of more demographic information about what that market has for income and spending power. Rent per square foot by store type, rent per square foot by unit type, rent by square foot by history graph, and there's a lot of it, and it goes unit by unit. So there's a lot of pages here that show rent per square foot history, because it takes it into individual line items. Like this is a 5x10 climate and a 10x10 regular. So it goes in depth on that quite a bit. So that's really key information to analyze your market and what it has been doing. You can do 3-month, 6-month, 12-month. You can go back and look at average unit type rate. So it takes the average, again, 3, 6, 12 months. You can go by unit type, and then it goes detail by detail for each unit type or for average rate history. So that is a very in-depth metric on average rate history. It also goes into rate volatility. So if you have a lot of real estate investment trusts in your market, there'll be typically more rate volatility where prices will go up and down weekly or even sometimes daily. If you have a lot of single operators, there won't be typically as much rate volatility, but there you can look at rate volatility by unit type and then by history as well. So you can go back and look how volatile the market is it. Current inventory available by unit type, so it says percentages of current inventory available. All these pieces of information are really critical to analyze how your store individually is doing in the market versus everybody else. Individual inventory so it gets really, really detailed. So some of this information might be, for some people, might be too detailed, but it's available. You can use it. You may look at it and say, wow, that's too much information. Well, you don't need to use it. So you go back towards the end and we get known development. So it talks about each known development, and it gives you in construction, planning, where is it, what's happening with it, the size of it, and a lot of good information about how many square feet is it, expected opening date. So known developments is a really key factor to know in any market, whether you're operating or thinking about selling or thinking about developing. And then at the end, you get an all stores list, which kind of lists each store with a small picture, and it talks about each store's square footage, and it goes through some of their unit types, and it's really a very compact piece of information that you can walk through and look at each store and say, oh, okay, how am I doing, what's going on, and get a really good feel for each store that's in that market. You can see that there is a great deal of information enclosed in each report. All reports are the same detailed analysis of your individual market and current information up to the day they were created. This is one of the tools we use at Colliers to help determine the value and sales price of your individual property. If you would like to receive a copy of a custom report for your facility, give us a call or send us an email. As always, we're available to discuss any questions or comments you may have, including an opinion of value to your property. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching.